So this is going to be one of the few videos on my channel that isn't scripted, and the reason for that is because I have a desire to talk about this and I'm a little too lazy. And there's also other videos that I rather spend my time on, so this is going to have like not very much editing, just going to have some footage in the background. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, let me know in the comments below, but I feel that I wanted to really address this. So Marvel Rivals Matchmaking. We're all aware that it's trash, and I know a bunch of people who have dropped the game entirely, at least in ranked, because they just can't stand playing with incompetent morons. And so it makes me question how certain people reach the higher ranks. Now, keep in mind, I'm Diamond 2, I'm not great, I'm not claiming to be the next, I don't know, Necros or whatever. I feel like I'm a competent player, I can fill a role when needed, and I can hold my own. I'll put my stats here, and you'll see that, you know, I'm decent enough to help out a team. However, when I get into a lobby and my team can barely leave spawn, or hold an objective for that matter, it makes me wonder how these certain people even made it to this rank. And it's likely because they were carried and they didn't really play much of a role. I know a lot of people who play support just so they can rank up, such as Rocket. You don't even have to have a brain cell to play Rocket, just, you know, you've seen the memes. Just sit in the back and spam. What would it be on? It would be like right click on PC? Whatever it is, I know it's left trigger on console. Regardless, it just becomes redundant at a certain point because you expect a higher standard when you go to the higher ranks, but that's just not the case. And of course, if you've spent any time researching this, then you've heard about engagement optimized matchmaking. If you haven't heard about this, it's basically the game basically gauges how likely you are to continue playing based on a particular result. So let's say you lose 3 games, but you keep playing, the game's not going to change your, let's say, chances of winning. It's not going to change who you're getting lobbied with because it realizes, well, you're gonna keep playing regardless of if you win or if you lose, and so it's fine with that. However, let's say you lose 2 games and then you get off and you come back maybe the next day or in a couple hours, then the game's going to be like, oh no, he left us, we need you back. And then it's going to like really pump your tires in the next game, next couple of games, and then give you confidence that, hey, maybe I'm not washed. And then it's just a whole process. And I'll post some of my results on screen as well to show you how it really happens too frequently to me, where I realize, okay, so I've lost 4 games. Anytime now, I should be expecting a win streak soon enough. And that's kind of what happens. And I love the way that people in these lobbies don't want to adjust to any circumstance. Like, let's say the other team has a Doctor Strange, a Magneto, a Bucky, Loki, that's like, what is that, 4? And then they have a Cloak and Dagger and perhaps a Namor. And in that situation, your team might just go into a match head-on, fighting Doctor Strange and Magneto, making no leeway. And then you'll have like a Spider-Man trying to break the back line, but it's not going to happen because, you know, the back line is constantly healing each other and Magneto is taking Spider-Man out with his squids. You're not going to get anywhere. And what I like to play typically is a tank. I mean, I'm a Lord Psylocke, but ever since, ever since this, like a month ago, let's say, I've started to adapt to a more tank role or healer. Like I said, or maybe I didn't say this. I re-recorded this video a couple times, so I don't know what I said in the past that I removed. But regardless, I fill roles when needed, and I don't have a problem with adjusting. I'm not thick-headed in that way. I'm thick-headed in other ways, but not in this instance. And so recently, I've really developed into a tank, but I understand that maybe a tank isn't what we need in that instance. I've had experiences where you know, you come into a situation where the backline is pocket healing the DPS and the tanks, and nobody on my team knows how to deal with that. And I'm over here trying to fight Thor and, I don't know, the Thing, and they're getting pocket healed, and I'm making no progress. So I switch to Psylocke and deal with their backline, and it gives us some progress. But this is kind of going off topic, sort of. It's still on the topic of the matchmaking, but that's what I mean. The matchmaking has really become a problem because the honeymoon phase has sort of begun to wear off, right? We're starting to see the cracks, and we understand that this isn't something that can be sustained. If people are constantly being shafted for playing the game, then really, where's the reward? Like, look at Overwatch, for example. At the start, when it first came out, the matchmaking was pretty fair. You won or lost depending on how you played. But eventually, Blizzard kind of started prioritizing player retention over any competitive integrity, let's put it that way. And then all of a sudden, we had the same issue that we have in Rivals. You know, you go on a losing streak and you don't really know why. And I mean, ever since then, the Overwatch community, as shitty as they are right with this one criticism, in that the matchmaking and ranked system is just abysmal. And then there's Call of Duty. I mean, I've personally been affected by this one. Skill-based matchmaking is just one of the worst things that I've ever come across in a video game. I mean, you can't, like, if you don't even have an incentive to play well, right? If you play well, you're going to be matched up with SEAL Team 6 in the next match, and then you don't know if you're trash or if you're decent at the game or actually good, because your teammates aren't always going to be at the same level as the other team, and then you're here just kind of getting, I was about to say the R word, sexually assaulted, is that better? I don't know, by the other team. And this is just even worse in Warzone, where there's just really little to no appeal in playing it anymore. The matchmaking system that Rivals has doesn't really give you the sense of progression, right? Where if you do well, you get the idea that, okay, I'm learning this character. I understand how to play and how to handle situations. It's really not like that. It's manipulating you in a lot of ways, because it just wants you to keep playing. Regardless of if you win or you lose, it doesn't give you the same, let's say, chances that somebody else might. You might have just come up against a player who had a 7-game losing streak, and the game is like, okay, yeah, we're going to boost him right now. Meanwhile, you had a win streak, and you're thinking, oh man, I'm actually really good at this game. I'm cooking with, I don't know, Doctor Strange. And then you realize, no, I really wasn't. And so it just feels manipulative, and that's the best way that I can put it. And it doesn't just make the game annoying. It starts to mess with your mindset. So what can actually be done about this rather than just complaining? Well, other people have also offered these suggestions, but first and foremost, I think they need to be transparent about the fact that they're using engagement optimized matchmaking. Just tell me straight up, don't bullshit me. But in a more constructive way, what they should do is give us an option for like a true skill-based ranked mode. No more bullshit win-loss cycles. No more artificial balancing, essentially. Just fair matchmaking where the best team actually wins. Oh, and I didn't mention solo queue. I can't believe I didn't address this, because I'm a solo queue player. I play by myself 99.9% of the time. And when I get rolled, I feel that the other team is just so much more coordinated than me. They're bunching up, they're not getting staggered, and it feels like a really competent group of people. Whereas my team, I don't, like, there are some instances where I don't even see a particular character for the whole game. And I'm checking the scoreboard, and I'm like, we have a Spider-Man, and I've never seen the man in my life. And so these are the things that I encounter playing alone, right? So the solution to this is, you know, either have a separate ranked for solo players or stricter matchmaking for full stacks. And that's all I really have to say on the matter. This isn't like those analysis videos that do a much better job than I have at proving this exists. So this is supposed to be more of like a supplementary video to that, and hopefully it raises more awareness that this is an issue that needs to be fixed, because if this isn't resolved, I don't see myself sticking around or at least playing ranked for the foreseeable future. So if you guys like this video, and if you want to see more unscripted videos, then let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts as well. And yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you just want to see more content. And yeah, at any rate, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care.